tell you a little bit about the story of the Tower of Babel. Pretty much a group of people were working together in one voice. They were working together in unity. They were building a tower. And this tower was supposedly going to get to heaven. And all of a sudden, God is like, whoa, 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 what are you guys doing? And he realized something. And, I'll really quote what it says here. It said in Genesis 11:6, it says, God observed that if, as one people speaking the same language, they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Think about that. God recognized that total alignment can create such a force that is virtually unstoppable. That is quite amazing. And so, to halt their progress, he didn't send a lightning bolt or a flood or anything. Do you know what he did? He broke their communication. Think about that. He introduced noise. And once they stopped speaking the same language, pretty much the vision died, the work stopped, and the tribe scattered. And really, the lesson here, I think, for all of us is that chaos and failure rarely starts with a lack of resources. They really start with a fragmentation of focus. When your inner voices are arguing, half of you wants to work, the other half wants to scroll, you're easily stopped. When your team or your family or your group are out of sync, the tower stops growing. All right. So, in this era of 2026, I think where there's just conflicting narratives, people on the right, people on the left, different tongues, people are speaking all sorts of things. Whatever it is that you want to build, whether you're building your business, building your legacy, just make sure that you must ruthlessly eliminate voices that are speaking contrary to what your plan is. You have to eliminate all those voices, eliminate all that distraction, and make sure that everybody is aligned and in sync. And really, for this week, there's something that I want you to do. I want you to identify one area in your life where you're speaking different languages, all right? Which means you want to do something where your action is speaking something else. So identify that area. Say it's your health that you value. Your calendar is speaking the language of burnout, but you still also are, the other one is speaking the language of comfort. Whereas you know that you have to move, you have to grind, you have to get going and digging at your goals. So you really need to identify that and just try to work to make sure that you're in alignment. You're in alignment with your plan, you're in alignment with your actions, you're in alignment with your speech, and you're in alignment with the people that you have around you as well. So pick one goal, all right, and bring your actions into total alignment with your words. So that's just something that I took away, I think, when I was reading the story of Babel. And that's what spoke to me, the power of speaking in one voice. And I think you should audit your life as well and make sure that everything that you're doing is all in sync and speaking in the same voice. So until next time, Focus Tribe, take care. And I will see you next week. Stay focused, stay grounded, and be intentional. Bye.